Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, let's talk about this Xbox Series X and the PlayStation 5. Now listen, the new consoles are coming out. When is it coming out? We don't know. Holiday season, I think November they're talking about, maybe December. I have no idea when this console is coming out. But let's talk a little bit. We need to talk about the specs, and most importantly, we need to talk about the pricing of this console. A lot of people have rumored to be saying that this console, the Xbox, and also the PS5, probably going to be around $599, so $600. There was a rumor talking about that. Now, $600 is not a cheap console. It is by far the most expensive console we have ever seen. Now, the Xbox One, when that came out, it went for around, I think, $399. I'm not sure. $350, $399. PlayStation 5 as well, $399, $350. Now you could probably pick up an Xbox One or a PlayStation 4 for around, if you find it from someone like cheap, you could probably get one for like a good $200, maybe even less than that if you really wanted to. But in store, I think it's like, you can pick one up for like $250, maybe $200. It's really cheap. These consoles are really cheap now. But since there's a new generation coming out, these consoles, they're going up. They're going to have 4K specs. The GPU's going to come with a sandwich. The CPU's going to be all cooled, come with iced tea and all that good stuff. But let's talk about this, okay? Now, like I said again, it's rumored to be a $600 console, maybe even more depending on the PlayStation. I don't know. I don't know. They're saying the Xbox is going to be a little bit cheaper than the PlayStation, which I don't believe. I don't really understand that. I'm pretty sure they both will come out with the same price. It doesn't really make sense. They never really did that before, where they had the Xbox cheaper than the PlayStation. I've never really heard of that, but I mean, people are saying it, so what the hell, right? So let's talk a little bit about the specs right now, okay? Xbox Series X CPU, there's going to be 8 cores at 3.8 gigahertz. Now, for those of you guys that don't know what gigahertz is, I'm a PC guy. I do know a little bit about PC. I'm starting to learn a lot more about PCs. Gigahertz is basically the speed that it clocks at, okay? The more cores you have, the faster or the more reliable your CPU is going to be dealing with power, okay, right? So 8 cores, 3.8 gigahertz, 3.66 gigahertz at base clock speeds, 3.8 at overclocking speed. So I don't know how the hell they're going to be able to overclock at 3.8 when the base speed is 3.66. I don't know. Maybe when you put in Call of Duty Warzone, and you know how the PlayStation gets all hot and the fans go all crazy whenever you pop that game in on PlayStation 4, maybe the clock speeds will just turn up a little bit more. Maybe it'll auto overclock, so to say. But as you guys can see, the PS4 or the PS5 compared to the Xbox Series X, when it comes to the CPU, I mean, the Xbox Series X took the W with a 3.8 gigahertz overclock, and the PS5 having 8 cores and just a 3.5 gigahertz in speed and power. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that, honestly, because 3.5 gigahertz is not bad at all, okay? It's not bad at all, but to see that Xbox gets more juice, I mean, I might be lenient to go towards Xbox. I don't know. What do you guys think? Does the CPU really matter? Do you guys think the CPU really matters in the consoles? But yeah, that's what that is. Now the GPU, 12 teraflops of 52 CUs at 1.8 gigahertz RDNA to GPU. Okay, so about the GPU. The Xbox Series X is going to have 12 teraflops, okay? That is very good. That is very good. Pretty much comparing that to the PlayStation 5 at 10.3 teraflops with 36 CUs is a big difference. A much big difference in the sense of, who's going to have more reliable graphics, okay? Like, for instance, is the PlayStation 5 going to be able to keep up with that 4K gaming like it says, right? Because this is 4K gaming now. Not saying that people are going to play 4K gaming strictly at 4K gaming. A lot of people just play at 1080p, just to get those hertz. That meaning, when you play at 4K, you're possibly going to be playing at 4K 60 on the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox Series X. Whereas if you were playing 1920 by 1080 HD at whatever how many frames, I think it's like 120 hertz that they offer. I have no idea. Either way, is the PlayStation 5 going to be able to keep up with that 4K gaming aspect? Okay? Or are they going to run on fake 4K, so to say? Now, there is a difference between the resolutions and fake 4K and true 4K. The Xbox Series X, I believe, is running on a true 4K format resolution. I know I'm hitting you guys with these words like, what the hell? I know some of you guys are like, what are you talking about with this resolution stuff? These dynamics and dimensions and all this stuff. True 4K and fake 4K is a big difference, trust me. I am a camera guy. I do a lot of photography. I do a lot of videography stuff. I work with a lot of cameras. And I know seeing 4K is a big difference to seeing fake 4K. Okay? And I'll explain that in another video. But yeah, the GPU on the Xbox is a lot better. The CPU so far on the Xbox it blows PlayStation out the woodworks. But let me not really pick a side here. I'm not trying to pick a side. I'm just trying to explain to you guys the facts right here. These are the specs. PlayStation 5 is a great console. PlayStation has always been a great console. PlayStation has always basically crapped on Xbox. So I don't know. What are you guys gonna buy? You guys gonna buy an Xbox or a PlayStation? Comment below. Let me know. But yeah, pretty much Xbox is gonna be a lot bigger, so to say. It's gonna be a lot taller. I guess you could say they both are gonna be the same size. They're both pretty big console. One looks like a router and one looks like a damn refrigerator, for Christ's sake. So I don't know. What do you guys think? Processors, pretty much. I don't want to say they're the same. I don't really know what they're gonna have as opposed to a processor in the system itself. Like, what is it gonna be? Nobody knows. Intel, AMD. What are we having? Now, memory. Now, as far as memory goes, now this is what I do not like about Xbox and PlayStation 5 right now. It is only going to have 16 gigabytes of memory. Now, a lot of you guys are saying right now, oh, 16 gigabytes of memory is fine. It's fine, Nate. What's wrong with that, right? Well, me coming over from PC, if you want to be able to do a lot of certain things, multitasking, so to say. You know how you watch your favorite streamer, he has up on Discord, he's talking to his other fellow streamers on Discord, and you know, he's listening to music in the background, he's watching YouTube videos over here while playing. You can't do that on Xbox. You can't do that on PlayStation 5. You want to know? Well, you probably will be able to do it, but with 16 gigabytes of RAM, of memory, so to say, that is not enough, okay, to be able to really do all that and be running GTA 6 at the same time on your Xbox or your PlayStation 5. So that's why I'm like kind of upset. Maybe if they would have did at least 24 gigabytes, that'd be pretty cool. But I feel like they're gonna have a lot of problem with that 16 gigabytes of memory. Just me. I have a total of 64 gigabytes of RAM. Actually, I think I have more than that. I don't know. I have to look. But the memory needs to be bumped up, in my opinion, for sure. For sure. Now, internal storage. We're going to talk about the SSD. What SSD is the Xbox going to have? What SSD is the PS5 going to have? 1 terabyte of NVMe SSD for the Xbox, and for the PlayStation is going to be 825 gigabytes of SSD NVMe. This is not bad. I expected this. I mean, it is bad, but then again, it's not bad. You want to know why it's bad? Because games today, right now, Call of Duty Warzone, Call of Duty Modern Warfare takes up literally half of that, almost half of that, okay? Around like 250 gigabytes of memory just for one game. I'm pretty sure all these new games coming out, the same problem's going to happen. So you're going to have to upgrade that. You're gonna have to be able to use an external storage device. I'm pretty sure I'm almost positive you can do that with the Xbox Series X. But can you do that with the PlayStation 5? I have no idea. Can you add an external hard drive to increase your memory, your gigabytes? I don't know. But obviously Xbox takes the W with 1 terabyte of storage, whereas opposed to PlayStation 5 only going to be able to have 800 gigabytes. Now, other hardware stuff they're talking about right here, I'm not even going to talk about it because it's kind of hard to explain. Like I said, again, it goes back to the format of, you know, basically camera specs and how powerful things can upload and download and take in memory and gigabytes and all that stuff. So I'm not going to talk about that. But yeah, expandable storage. 1 terabyte expansion card for the Xbox Series X. You can add an external hard drive, basically. And for the PS5, you have to get an NVMe SSD slot. So the only way you'll be able to upgrade your memory for the PlayStation 5 is getting one of these. And I'll show you guys, because I actually have one on me somewhere. Where is it? I have no idea. Where is that thing? Oh, here it is. Okay, so for the PlayStation 5, in order to upgrade your external hard drive, you are going to need one of these. Now, this is a Samsung 970 EVO Plus NVMe M.2 SSD. Now, you don't need an M.2, but the NVMe version of this is basically the same thing. It's just a little bit different. So you need an NVMe. An NVMe looks exactly like this, okay? And I'm going to take it out the box for you guys so you guys can see. Now, this little device is very small. This is how it looks. I don't know if you guys can see that, but this is how it looks. You're basically going to pop one of these in your PlayStation 5. Now, when you do that, yeah, you're going to get storage, obviously. Now, this is a 500 gigabyte version. Obviously, you can go up. And it looks like for the PlayStation 5, if you wanted to get like a 3 terabyte version, which doesn't come cheap with these, that's like a $600 thing right there. Yeah, you can do that, it looks like, for PlayStation. So that's a plus, I guess. Now, as far as the external hard drive part, you can't. You're only going to be able to use an NVMe SSD slot, which is this. So you can't use a cheaper version of a hard drive, an external hard drive on a PlayStation, which is kind of a bummer. So Xbox Series X definitely gets a plus in that. Now, as far as everything else goes, 4K hard drives and Blu-ray devices and stuff like that, they're both going to basically have a 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray hard drive, okay? Which is good. That's a plus, right? So you can watch your movies in 4K Ultra HD. Now, performance target, okay? 4K at 60 FPS, okay? We're talking about the specs, the hertz, the FPS. What are you going to be able to get? It says up to 120 FPS in 8K. I don't really know what they're trying to say here, to be honest. It says 4K at 60 FPS, but it doesn't say and up to 120 FPS and 8K. They're confusing us here, okay? Are we getting 120 FPS at 4K or 60? Just put one number there. We don't care about the 60 FPS if we're getting 4K 120 FPS. Now the 8K is obviously going to have, I don't know if it's going to have 60 FPS. I don't know where they're getting those performance targets. I don't know what 8K is going to have. It says they're going to have 8K. I don't know how the hell they're going to do that. We've never seen 8K in gaming. PC, you could, if you have the power to do that. In the console, in the Series X and the PlayStation 5, I don't know that GPU is not powerful enough as like a 2080 Ti. It's not gonna have a 2080 Ti in that. And I don't even think a 2080 Ti can handle 8K at 60 FPS. No, it can't. It can barely handle, it can handle 4K at 60 FPS. But I don't know, man. Let me know what you guys think. That's pretty much it for this video. The specs are there. Some of them, I'm pretty sure, are very fabricated. So take everything with a grain of salt. When you get this console come holiday season, it's probably going to be very good for you, for some people. But like for me, if I were to buy, I'm a PC gamer, like I said again. If I were to buy this console, put it down, plug it in, and compare it to this bad boy right here, this beast, this PC beast right here, I'd be like, what the hell did I just buy? No offense, but I mean, everything's a stage when it comes to console. They gradually get better and better. PC's been in the realm for a very long time. They've had this powerful hardware for a very long time. That's why a lot of players that play PC gaming succeed a little bit more than console gamers. But like I said again, man, it all depends on the skill as well. Take everything with a grain of salt. Console gaming is still on the wave. Controller gang is still on the wave. But yeah, we're at a time where a lot of these power system hard drives and performance is getting up there. So yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comment section. What game console are you going to get? Are you going to get the Series X or are you going to get the PlayStation 5? Let me know below which console is better. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. I know you guys are like, what the hell is this on you? But yeah, this is my microphone. I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.
I'm supposed to read this shit. That for life.